And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Bitcoin live stream. Of course, I have Sean with me today. Sean, say hello.
Good morning, everyone.
All right, so now
Krisha,
this.
do you have the music on?
I do have the music on.
Oh, you do. Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm staying ahead of this game.
I was so sure you'd mess up at least that. But no,
He's so sure, guys. He's so sure.
Let's do an audio check then.
Yes, audio check, guys. So we tried to fix a bit of that echo that you guys have been hearing now for some time. So give us a check on the audio in terms of the echo. Do you guys hear an echo? As well as the music. Is the music okay? And also, guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Let's go. Let's get those likes coming in. Okay, mics are both spot on today. Thank you so much, Julian. All good. Good morning, Mega Fam. How's it going, Depeche?
So apparently Solana is getting completely demolished. Something up with their blockchain. I have no idea. I've been trying to kind of keep up. Apparently they're having struggling to order events on their blockchain, which is actually really concerning. And look at that, Krisha. The charts actually predicted Solana's blockchain failing. We closed the weekly underneath that major zone, and yeah, We'll yeah, we're not on the charts yet.
We're not on the charts yet.
You guys are in for a treat today. If you guys are interested in knowing where Solana may be headed, unless it takes it needs to do something miraculous right now, or I'm going to be looking for much deeper targets. So I did take a bid myself, very small bid against that level. So I've already been short Solana, so I just added to that position. I'll be looking for deeper pullbacks now. Let's see. So Julian found a short article describing the issue.
I think this is the second one in a row, right? They had
like
another issue.
Fourth.
Yeah, they had something recently.
Let's go. Let's open it up.
Okay, are we ready?
Oh,
Sean, are you ready?
No,
are
I
you
don't
ready
think
for
so. We
the,
have only 18 likes. We don't start until we hit 25 likes at least.
Yes, guys, a humble request to smash that like button if you want to help the channel out. That's one way in which you guys can help the channel. So let's go. Let's get those likes running in.
And if you guys are new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button too. If you guys are interested in realistic analysis of how the charts may move towards the upside or towards the downside. At Mango over here, we get a lot of crap for when we call bearish turning points in the market. But hey, if you guys are actually interested in protecting yourselves, this is a channel that you want to be keeping an eye on. Or
yes,
rather,
sir.
keeping updated on.
And who knows, if you're lucky enough, Sean, are you ready to show them your beautiful curls today? Are you guys ready to see Sean's beautiful curls? And in 3, 2, 1. And what's up, you guys? Sean, let's wave those curls around. Let's do it. If you're lucky enough, maybe one day we'll be giving you the secret recipe behind Sean's curls.
Oh man.
We used to have
just don't use shampoo, guys. Stop using shampoo. That was the big secret. But with that, we should do our morning ritual with our good morning, everyone. My name is Sean Dexter, and her name is Krisha, and we welcome you back to the Mango Grove, to the Mango family. So it's gonna be a good stream today. We're watching all these shitcoins dump against Bitcoin.
Scott got it right. He's like, curls get the girls.
Yes.
Sean used to fight with me about whose hair is better. Is it my hair or his hair? It was never my hair. My hair was not even in contention. It's like, my hair's better, Krisha. Look at these curls.
But you tried to argue with me. She was so stubborn back then. I've tamed her since then, guys. I've tamed her.
She's tamed me since then. Tis. I love them curls, Lindeka says. All the girls love the curls. Crazy.
Thank you, Lindika. Thank you. Oh, by the way, it's Noel's birthday today.
And
Then-
Philippe's as well.
Yeah, and
Happy
Philippe's too.
birthday to
We have
Philippe
two
and
birthday
Noel.
boys. Two birthday boys. Everyone, please wish them a happy birthday on the live chat. Go ahead and do it right now. Spam the happy birthday and the cake icons, the cake emojis.
Lindic, I'm gonna be having cake today, in celebration for all of these birthdays. I always look for excuses to have cake. Are you one of those people? I'm always looking for excuses. You can ask Sean. It's like any opportunity I get, I'm ordering cake. That's too much. Philippe is shy now. So Sean, I was thinking today we start with the Mango dashboard.
Yeah.
I'll let you. I want your input on this. I want you to sort of control the flow.
I think we should start with Solana today, right?
So let's start with the charts.
Yeah,
and
no,
then
we should start with showing them the chart, right? And then we'll switch on over to the dashboard before we do the analysis. We'll just take a look at what Solana has been doing over the past few weeks now, right?
Yes.
So let's do that.
Let's do that. And also, I got a couple of questions via PM. The coupon code for the Mango Seed program, the sale that Sean announced yesterday is 21 under 21, correct? Sean? The coupon code?
Yeah, 21 under 21.
21 under 21 is the coupon code. Yeah. I'm going to try and add that in the description below so that you guys could just like copy paste for those of you who asked me over PM yesterday. So just a quick set of heads up on that.
So the way it works, guys, it's 21% discount on all Mango products as long as Bitcoin is underneath the 21 EMA, right? So very simple, very simple. 21% discount.
Underneath which 21 EMA?
The monthly.
The monthly 21 EMA. Okay. Now that that's cleared out. So we ready to get on over to the charts?
Yeah, we should do.
Okay, cool beans. And in 3, 2, 1. Did I get that right? Yes. I'm going to celebrate every time I get a transition right, so bear with me, guys. So now this is Sol USDT on the weekly time frame. I'm going to be lying to you if I said that I looked at this chart. Sean has been talking about this. He mentioned it to me this morning. So Sean, I personally think that this is weak, just right off the bat. However, as far as that weekly is concerned that you were talking about, my thoughts on the weekly is that, yes, the fundamentals are looking freaking weak as shit with the whole sort of FUD that came out. Of course, there's merit to the FUD. However, as far as price action is concerned, I will always place price action over the news, guys. Always. Okay, I think that the insiders show themselves and their moves before it even hits the news, and that those moves are usually reflected on the chart first. So if I really had to sort of place importance, it's going to be chart first. And as far as the chart is concerned, we have not lost that weekly level just yet. And what weekly level is it that I'm talking about? That is this region right here at around $42.66. As you can see, in as far as historic price action is concerned, you can see the candle body closes and opens right here. This was back in June of 2021, right? This was a critical region of support and resistance back then. So once again, we have not really closed a candle underneath this region just yet. So that's something to note. And if we close this next weekly, Sean, I'm saying that, yeah, okay, the bears have this one by the horns.
I agree and disagree. Again, I think we should start with the dashboard. Here's the thing, Kusha. You're neglecting the trend momentum, and that's one of the reasons why I like to start with the dashboard, because it gives you the trend momentum across all time frames.
That's true.
Right.
That is true.
So this is why I really suggest all of you guys start with the dashboard just to get an idea what the trend momentum is like. And it'll really be a sombering picture. Let's start with the weekly, right? The weekly is effing short. The 4-day is effing short. The 2-day is effing short. The daily is effing short. The 12-hour is effing short. The 4 hours effing short, right? So we are effing short on effing all time frames. So yeah, we do have a nice support zone over there, but we did break underneath into the support zone. We tested the top of the support zone, and it's not looking good at the moment. Now, we could very well bounce, which is why I've just added a smaller position to my current short trade. But I don't think it's... I think ignoring the trend when trend momentum is this hard is... I don't agree with that. I just don't agree with that.
So let's go ahead and look at the volatility on the 4-hour time frame. Now, we have been talking about the volatility, right? We use the volatility feature. By the way, guys, the Mango dashboard can be found on app.mangoresearch.co. I'm not sure if Solana is one of the free coins offered in there, but guys can go ahead and check it out. The volatility right now is telling me that it's peaking at 90. Okay. Yes, of course, this can continue, but it's telling me that it is a bit frothy here. Right, and that's something that I want to give a bit of importance to. So Sol USDT short 13 hours ago, you're up on your trade, of course, but getting back on over to the chart, Sean, what do you think that we should go ahead and look at the lower time frames on Solana?
Well, the lower time frames are looking bouncy, right? I think we may have actually seen a little bit of a bounce on the lower time frames. Definitely agree with that. The volatility on the dashboard too is lining up with that, right?
Yeah. Because it's peaking at those high reds, right? The rich reds sitting at around 90. Now that's the thing with volatility. When I see volatility flashing 90, I'm usually looking at the bears, being in a frothy sort of zone right now. And when I usually see that, I'm expecting a bounce. If you're someone looking to short Solana, I say there might just be a better bid on the horizon and to wait on that better bid. Because when your entries, guys, while it may not determine everything, but what your entries really do for you, getting a good entry in on your trade will keep you feeling comfortable, right? When you're in the red, it's a very uncomfortable position to be in sometimes, and especially if you get a really, really bad bid within the range. So your direction might be right, but if you get a bad shit bid, and as far as your entry is concerned, it's going to get really uncomfortable once the trade starts moving against you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's something to note, and that's why good entries are, well, good. So getting on over to the lower time frames, right? So today's a Thursday. Now, we close this week in about four days, right? If Solana manages to take back the $42.68 region, I think the picture might look a bit better. And that's the thing. Yes, it is looking bouncy here, but watch out for this region. This region is going to be that dictating factor. Could you get the tell before the weekly closes? Of course you can. So if you look at, maybe a few consecutive daily closes and we start getting rejected off of this region, that could be your tell, right? In that, okay, fine, there's a bit more weakness here and price might just test the zone and come back down. So that's what I'll be looking for. If we take back that on the weekly time frame, Sean, I don't know. I think that the picture would tilt, at least in the short term, would tilt more bullish.
I agree. I think so too. The lower time frames are screaming for a bounce over here. I completely agree with that. But I don't know, like, if you even look at Sol BTC, Krisha, Sol Bitcoin especially looks like it wants to go down further, right? There is a vacuum before it touches a key level on the Bitcoin pairing. You're looking at the 4 hour, look at that, right? So there's some way to go down there as well. So again, a really good way to put on these trades is to essentially, what you could do is long Bitcoin, short Sol, right? So
what's everyone thinking
that way you're trading the spread.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on the Solana chart, guys? Is it are you guys seeing something that we perhaps are not seeing on this chart? It is looking weak. I mean,
what do you guys think, up or down on Solana? Philippe says it's arbitrary. Sherwin is in here. Sherwin, how's it going, buddy? I thought you were on vacation.
ooh, where are you, Sherwin? Probably bounces or consolidates around the consolidation structure on the left. You're looking at the USDT chart, Mock, or the Bitcoin chart, the Bitcoin pairing? I'm guessing this structure right here.
Okay, let's talk about targets. If we do close, like, it doesn't have much time to recover. It's already proven a rejection right over here.
Right.
At that level. Do you agree?
Yes.
What's that level at? 47. Okay. Any bounce into this region is a short for me. Right. So I'll be looking to add to my trade. I just want a earlier entry. So this is a really easy trade to manage based on how close we are to this weekly close. If we bounce into this level over here, Kush, are you looking for this to recover just the pink horizontal and not the top over here? For me, it needs to recover this. It needs to recover 48.
That would be the ultra bullish signal, but I'm saying
Ultra
that
bullish?
we could not ultra bullish, but what
Look
I
at
would
this
okay.
Ultra bullish.
Okay. It's all relative,
Ultra
right? I mean, look at
bullish.
this freaking chart. It's bleeding. It's the. It looks
Jesus
so
Christ.
bad.
What
How
happened to
many
the
weeks?
bear?
Okay,
What happened to
one
the
second.
bear I fell in love with?
One sec. How many weeks? This is 8 weeks of blood, guys.
So
8
it's
weeks of
ultra
blood.
bullish. It
Okay,
reclaims
maybe
one
not,
candle.
Okay, maybe not ultra bullish. Okay, maybe not ultra bullish. But I'm saying that the bulls stand a chance. Swing all the way to the opposite side of the spectrum. The bulls
Ultra bullish.
stand a chance if we manage to take back the $48 the $48 region. So no, if it reclaims that pink line that I have drawn out there at 42, I'm saying that there could be a phase of consolidation. Like this was a phase of consolidation. Bitcoin currently is going through a phase of consolidation on the weekly time frame. That is not true for charts like Solana. Solana has just been 8 weeks of blood. It's just been ticking. I'm saying that if we manage to take back the pink line there at 42.63, we could enter a zone of consolidation. So which is not up, not down, but I think that, this could start drawing in a structure that could lead to the next impulsive move. The impulsive move, yes, could be to the downside, basically towards the direction of the overarching trend, which is currently bearish, or if markets recover it as a whole, if Bitcoin starts looking good, if the Fed comes up with some great freaking liquidity news, if things start looking good, I'm saying Solana's likely going to put in a bottoming-like formation, which could end up leading to the next move to the upside, and perhaps, maybe even, of course, if things work out, start getting into the brand new bull cycle. Right? So that's what I'm looking for. But yeah, I think consolidation. Pink line, consolidation. Spawn is like, ultra... He's like, all I know is that we have been going down for several weeks and that the weakness might be designed. Everybody expecting lower prices. What do you mean by designed?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree. Almost as though they're trying to tap into people's emotions. That it's people tend to remember the most recent price action, right? People
Yes.
tend to remember what has most recently happened, right? And they tend to let those emotions guide them. So it could be the fact that, hey, people are pushing price down just to get more and more liquidity to cause panic sellers, but you can't really cause a structural break in the actual blockchain, right? Just to cause people to panic sell. Like that is actually a bit concerning. Okay. Now, if they fix this, like they fixed other things in the past, and everything goes back to normal, long-term Solana is absolutely going to be fine. They do have a ecosystem now, and is backed by a lot of people. But think again, guys, or think about how Luna was backed by a lot of big names, and had a huge ecosystem. That didn't save Luna, right? This could come crumbling down. Okay, listen. I've written about this in the past. You guys should Google this term called ordering of events, blockchain mango research. Okay, just Google that term, and I think I wrote about it in an article in regards to Radix, the old Radix consensus algorithm, which was really, really cool. Unfortunately, it failed, and they weren't able to use that consensus algorithm. It was called Tempo, but I detailed how a lot of people confuse what consensus is really about within a blockchain. People think that it's about agreeing upon certain things, agreeing upon what is... okay, how about this? They confuse governance with consensus, okay? When pertaining to distributed systems, consensus really comes down to agreeing on the ordering of events,
Right.
okay? The ordering of events is the most important thing. And that apparently seems to be broken right now on the Solana blockchain, if I'm understanding this correctly. Now, if I'm wrong, please correct me. I'm willing to be educated on this, because I've not been following Solana's updates at all. But it doesn't matter if that's the word that has been spreading around. That FUD could cause Solana to have another leg down at the very least, because the ordering of events is by far the most important thing in the consensus of a blockchain?
I feel like it's gonna take one big player to start the bleed again, right? If this has to come down further, because what really, so yes, I get that fundamentals play like a certain role in terms of, oh, there's FUD, sell. But it's like everyone's waiting for the first person to start. And as soon as the weakness comes in, that's when the panic settles in, right? And it's that price panic that usually causes more sellers to come in and be like, no, this is going down, it's going to zero, what if this is the next Luna? But it's always going to be that first sort of catalyst. So the first sell comes in, I'm saying that it's going to likely be a cascading sort of thing with Sol, right? So look for that if there's more weakness. I feel like if one seller capitulates, it's going to start bleeding even further. And we've seen that so many times. But what's going to be a show of strength, now this is what I want to mention, what's going to be a real good show of strength on this chart is that if we have like a massive freaking wick to the upside, like it all gets bid back up and that candle turns green, that's going to be massive strength, and that means there was someone there willing to support price and accumulate. So that's, I don't think Sol is going to fail. I don't think Sol is going to go down Luna's path at the very least.
You can't say that.
Why not?
Just because there's someone who comes in to bid the chart doesn't mean it won't break structural. You cannot even say that about Bitcoin, right? The most fundamental thing that should matter is the blockchain running, right?
Right.
If it could be attacked, or if it loses consensus is broken, all of this is a confidence game. Okay, Bitcoin is a confidence game. Solana is a confidence game. The entire community of all these ecosystems need to have confidence in that token retaining its integrity within the ecosystem.
Yes.
As soon as that confidence is broken, people will sell. That's exactly what happened, by the way, with Luna. Okay, people lost confidence in UST. They call it the Luna attack. They call it pre-attack. Nothing was attacked. Okay, there was no proven attack on the system at the very least. Okay, they can't prove it. The point is that there was a loss of confidence on UST. Yeah, as soon as it got depegged from Luna, right, the entire identity of the blockchain came into question, because the whole point was that, hey, UST is going to hold its peg. This is a stable coin, but it's not holding its peg, right? So whoever was relying on, especially when you have massive amounts of funds in the billions and billions of dollars, when you have all these funds, relying on the idea that the peg is going to hold, as soon as the peg breaks, the confidence is broken, your trade idea is invalidated, and you got to exit. That causes a spiral effect.
So that's right. So Luna, I feel like Luna had like multiple sort of points of that could have been attacked. Now, for one, Luna was the collateral for the whole UST thing, and that's what made it this big sort of Ponzi in a way. I feel like Sol has a bit more substance to even just their sort of ecosystem. There aren't as many points of attack, points that you can attack to bring down the entire network that Luna had. So that's why I think that there's this could hold better even in terms of when trust breaks a bit. I think that they can take it back up faster if they want. Because there was like a multi-thing. There was like two things going on in terms of Luna's weakness. So UST was falling, and it was all coded. Yeah. Luna was coded to get devalued to hold up UST. That's what I mean by multiple points that you can attack in the whole Luna ecosystem. And I don't think that's true for Sol. And that's why I made the statement that I don't think Sol is going to fail easily.
It's really hard to fail when you're so centralized. So I agree with that too. Right, Sol is extremely centralized, and they can literally coordinate all the important parties needed to coordinate together, right?
Yeah.
And get them to do what needs to be done. They can get them to do it very, very quickly, very, very efficiently, unlike a decentralized system. So one of the reasons that Luna failed too was because it was the governance wasn't as centralized as it probably should have been to be able to act quickly enough to fix the issue, right? So Solana, you're right, may not have the same issue, but I wouldn't say that, you know what, it's unlikely, because if the ordering of events gets, when you don't understand what's going on, it's best to just stay out.
That's true.
I wouldn't have hope over here. If you guys are massive Sol bag holders, I'd be very careful. I would temporarily park my money in Bitcoin. Okay, this is not financial advice, but let's say I was a Solana holder or Ethereum holder or any holder, and there was something happening on the fundamental side that I do not understand, that I'm relying on being true, like I'm relying on the fundamentals working, but I don't understand why it's broken at the moment. I would temporarily hedge my bets.
I think that's fair, yeah. Especially events that could erode trust significantly. I have not, so I'm going to be honest with you guys, I have not read too much into the most recent FUD on Solana. So I can't really speak for the event itself and what's really going on with the blockchain. But for me, if I really had to put my money on something, and I think it would be the charts first. I'll look at the charts. The chart looks like absolute trash. I'm out.
Yeah. All right.
It's
so
very simple.
Let's move on to some actual charts now. We've been stagnating on this chart over here for a bit.
Cool. Which one? Bitcoin?
What do you guys want to talk about? I'll let the chat direct us today.
Spot on money. Confidence is destroyed. Yeah. Yeah, it's all network effects ultimately, right? With blockchains especially. Bitcoin next. Julian knows. Bitcoin, Charlie. Miguel says Luna was a rug pull. Quan sold out and all his rich buddies. They enriched themselves and wrecked retail investors.
Yeah. So we've talked about Luna enough, but this last comment, Quan himself admitted that Luna was a failed experiment. I wouldn't call it an experiment really, but.
Club City says XRP. Don't kill me. Subic Dreams. We did a dedicated video on XLM specifically on the higher time frames. You can go and check that out. It's on the main channel. Let's do Bitcoin.
Okay, let's do it.
I think Bitcoin has the vote.
Yeah, we should do SPY. We haven't done SPY in a bit.
We had quite the BART move for Bitcoin on the weekly. It's looking blah. Man, I was fully expecting this 4 hour yesterday to close over the 10, but this was the weak point right here. Closed underneath that red zone that I've been harping on about, and then gave the 10 SMA a retest, and then closed underneath that red zone once again, and boom, continuation. This drew in a pretty neat head and shoulders right here. Do you guys see it? I think it'll be probably more visible on the 1 hour time frame. And so it is. Yeah.
So essentially distributed right up against the 400, the 4 hour 200 moving average. We should go through that again with the folk today. Show them the edge on when we actually do break the 200 moving average and the 200 exponential moving average.
Yes.
For those who did miss the episode on yesterday's stream, we can go through it again, and we'll go through it historically, like one by one, and show people how they can actually trade it.
So this is the bullish signature on Bitcoin. At least this is one of the few. But this does not, of course, have a 100% success rate. It's got a pretty neat success rate. Now this is basically the 200 exponential average crossing over the 200 simple moving average. Currently on the 4 hour time frame, and it's got a pretty neat historic playthrough as far as bullish moves are concerned. Now I'm going to tell you what the signature is, and I'm going to tell you how I personally, now this is a personal thing, how I personally would play it. Okay, so if I just zoom out of this chart, I'm going to turn off the Ichimoku cloud for now, turn off the EMA right there. Okay, cool. So now I have the 200 and the exponential on, And as you can see now, every bullish cross, guys, every bullish cross that we've had between these two, the exponential moving average on the 200 as well as the 200 simple moving average, we've seen a rally. We had this last cross right here, which came in on 17th of March 2022. We saw a beautiful, beautiful rally to the upside. What was that move? From the cross, let's take it to the top. That was a good 20% to the upside.
That was only after price is living above it, not just across.
And that's
price
the thing.
Living above it.
Exactly. I was going to get to that. So first I was going to show them the playthrough, and then I was telling you, I'm going to tell you how I would personally play it. Right, so now we had the last cross right here. This came in on Feb 3rd, 2022. This was a good playthrough. We got a good 13% on that move. The other one that we got was right here, 6th of October 2021. What was the move on that? Let's take it from here. Okay, be fair with the crosses, and that was a good 28% to the upside. The last one we got right here. Okay, now this is once again, this is where the play really comes, well, this is where the play topic really comes to focus. How do you play the cross, right? Now we got a cross here, but I want you to notice what happened. We got that bullish cross, but price dumped, right? So how do you play this? Okay, this has fair playthrough, but how do you trade this? Here's how to trade this. At least this is what I personally would recommend. This is how I personally would play it. Once price starts living over both the 200 exponential moving average as well as that 200 simple moving average, that's when the trade really gets activated. Okay, that's when the bullish play really comes to focus. I would look for 2 consecutive candle body closes over those 2 levels before I take the trade, because that would give me the confirmation and that, okay, price wants to hold these 2 regions as support. There's a good chance now that that bullish trade gets activated. The bullish signature gets activated. 200 EMA over the 200 simple moving average. And that's how I would play this. Wait on the break of the 2 moving averages before taking on the bullish position. But yeah, this has been pretty good. So once again, guys, yes, we've seen a pullback right after the bullish cross. Right? But I don't think that's negated just yet. I definitely think we could come back up, and if for whatever reason, guys, we start living over those 2 moving averages, I'm saying that the next move comes in for Bitcoin.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That would also line up, Krisha, with what we discussed on yesterday's stream with your target of around 35,000, because the monthly did close above your zone, right? This red box over here, guys, is Krisha's monthly zone. Right now, if you look at the monthly, this could literally be just an opportunity to be buying the dip into the zone before we rally to Krisha's targets again.
Yeah, it's the weekly. It's not the monthly. It's the weekly. I've derived the zone from the weekly time frame. Alina asked me the question on the Mango Seed chat yesterday that how did I come up with those with this zone. I'm essentially, once again, I'm not sure. I don't think she's here, but I'll let you guys know how I came up with this zone. I'm looking at the candle body closes right here on the weekly time frame. Okay, I'm looking at this region right here, which came in on Jan 2021, and I'm looking at this entire consolidation right here, which came in June 2021. And I'm essentially looking at the candle body closes as well as the wicks throughout that entire region to come up with that zone. Okay, so this is just a quick sort of brief as to how I came up with that red zone of mine.
So, right. But the monthly did close above the zone though, eh?
Yeah, and you see, and this is the beautiful part about TA. You see it respect, right?
Yeah.
You see price respect these regions, and they're very, very important. In fact, this holds a bit of significance, I'm sure, even on the yearly time frame. But yeah, once again, I'll be giving a lot of importance to this. Once we start clearing the zone, I'm saying that we are clear to the upside. 35K next stop.
I think this could be a buy opportunity at the bottom of the zone for that range trade towards the 35K level. Now keep in mind, guys, I'm of the opinion that for the next 2 weeks we stay between 25K and 35K, and that's essentially the trade that I have put on, right? But again, I've structured my trade through a more holistic approach, but I'm not going to get into the details of that today. But I'm looking at this. So guys, if there's one thing I've come to learn to trust is Krisha's levels, right? Each time I've ignored them, and when I say ignore them, I'm talking about being precise with them, right? Like her levels are very, very precise. And again, look at how the previous month, which we closed only 2 days ago, by the way, closed right above it. And now we see Bitcoin dump today, and bounce right at the bottom of a level to the T. So Krisha, I don't think you are appreciating how good that red box is at the moment, and there's a lot of edge around it. I think for the monthly time frame, we do have opportunity over here. If we do see a trade between, what is that bottom of the level, 29,000-ish? No, what is that?
It's around here. Let me take it for you. 29,300.
Yeah, so 29,300 to 35,000. So 35,500-ish, right, is the top of the range that you're looking at. That is a good $6,000 move, right? That's very, very tradable. And guys, remember, that does line up with the other bounce idea that we've been talking about over here for a while. Kusha, you can go through that with them now on the 4-day time frame, the stochastics.
Let's pull that up. Give me a minute, guys. I'm just trying to adjust my screen. Cool beans. Okay. All right, so Stokes, guys, follow along if you have access to the 4-day time frame. If you do not have access to the 4-day time frame, I believe it is available to you on the Mango dashboard.
Yeah, right. I think the 4-day time frame is
app.mangoresearch.co. If you guys want to follow along, pull up app.mangoresearch.co and you can, well, check out price action on there in the 4-day time frame. So as far as the Stokes are concerned, as in conjunction with price action, we're essentially looking at the Stokes, and every time it crosses bullish, okay, right underneath that 25 region, all right? So every time it's crossed bullish underneath that region, we've seen a rally for Bitcoin. So now we have one bullish cross right here that came in on 17th of May. The last time we got a bullish cross on that was here on 21st of Jan 2022. We saw a great rally up to the 21 EMA, which was a good, what was that? Let's go ahead and check that out, 20%. I wonder if this lines up with the 4-hour.
Exactly. You guys are seeing all of it come together now, right? You guys are seeing all of it come together. Krisha's monthly levels, the 4-hour trade, the 4-day stochastics, and let's not forget my ultimate trade, which will come in time, the 12-hour Ichimoku setup. It's all going to line up beautifully. And I think it's going to take some time. Like Julian mentioned yesterday too, the first reclaim of the daily 21 EMA is usually a fake out, and we saw that. And you need that for the 12-hour EMAs and the Tenkin to all come into confluence to give us that setup we talked about. But yeah, you can go on with this for now. But you're thinking, I'll let you share your thoughts with us if you have something.
I wonder if the 200 EMA and the 200 simple moving average crossover actually lines up with the Stokes, and I wonder if every time it does that give you a better signal?
That's worth backtesting.
That's worth backtesting. Yeah. I'm gonna backtest it actually. So I have a couple of cool signatures, especially with the Stokes. Sean just mentioned yesterday, I hate trading oscillators. I suck at it. So I don't really trade them too much, but there's one play on the oscillators that I do love, which is a double divergence. Sean knows about this. Basically, I look for a divergence, the same divergence play on the Stokes as well as the RSI. So anyways, coming back on over to this, just to show you guys the historic sort of playthrough on a bullish Stokes crossover underneath that 25 region. For those of you who do not know where I'm getting the 25 from, it's right here. Just look at my scale on the right hand side, and you're gonna see it right there. Right, so the last time we got this was Jan 25th, 2022, we saw a good 20% rally to the upside. The other time we got it was right here, which was July 8th, 2021. Now this was that pretty neat sort of run all the way back up to 60K. That was a beautiful bullish rally, right? That was a good 110% to the upside. When was the last time we got it? We got it right here. I mean, Sean wants to call the COVID sort of crossover. We were not underneath the 25 region, so that's something to note. I need to adjust this. Okay, there we go. So even the COVID, if you took it right there, right? Let's go ahead and look at price. Where did it cross? Okay, we crossed somewhere around here when price was sitting at around $6,900. And what do you know? That was the initiation of the next bull market rally after the COVID dump. Yeah. So that was that. And what about here? We got one December 15, 2019, guys. What was that rally, right? That rally came in at 40% to the upside. These are amazing ranges to be had, very profitable ranges to be had, right? So it's so much that you can add to your entire portfolio. We had one more right here, October 20th, How much was this? This was pretty much like a pump, and then that's when we saw a bit more weakness, but that was still a good 40% candle to the upside. So there's a lot, and the last one before that we got in the last bear market. That was the last time we got it, the last bear market. Okay, that was once again the initiation, but I want you guys to focus on the cross in combination with price action. Okay, if I just zoom into this picture, where's this right here? Okay, I'm gonna just look at the Stokes, get that into focus. Alrighty, we crossed right here. Okay, now this actually marked out the bottom. Now it's not necessary that it marks out the bottom this time too, so guys, please be careful, okay? Do not trade anything, any signature in isolation. Always use it with other tools and techniques that you may have. Now, this came in on 15th of December 2018. We got the crossover right here, the bottom of the bear market.
Yeah.
Okay, but now I want you to see what price did. Got the cross, rallied, right? We got met with rejection here at around $4,062. And guys, people started getting very bullish. This is when Ethereum started running. Many of the altcoins started running. Only for that run to happen, all right? And then all of those altcoins as well as Bitcoin had this dump to the downside. Now, once again, people started getting very bearish. People were calling for $2,400 per Bitcoin. Some people were calling for $1,900 per Bitcoin. And those voices were very loud. You need to understand, it was so loud back then. Okay, but this is all while the Stokes remained crossed. They remained bullish. I want you to notice the Stokes right here. Okay, now we got back up over that 25 region, Sean. This is when we have that bullish crossover. Now once again rallying to the upside. We got the second cross right here at around 14th of Feb, Valentine's Day. Very, very fitting. And what do you know, that marked that next bull market rally. And I do believe personally that that was when the next, that last bull market started.
Yeah.
Okay, the last bull market, in my opinion, started here. When the trend changes, as soon as that trend changes, guys, the structure changes, that is when the bull market begins. Because if you, okay, took it from the break of $20,000, which only came in here, what was your alpha on that? Right, what was your trade on that? 24th of November 2020. You pretty much missed out on everything else before that. It was only 224%. Versus, if you were, you know, smart enough to play the bull market, even if it means buying spot Bitcoin, 1,353. And I think that's where, and I think this entire phase, this is my personal opinion. Now you guys can chime in and let me know what you guys think about this. And this is what I mean by price will tell you what's happening in the world before the news even hits your screens. I feel like what we were building up to in terms of those repo rate scare, as well as the tightening effects, as well as COVID, all of that shit was being priced in here. All right, the chart was literally telling you that there's something that's going off right now, and be careful. Like this, especially this break. This break was so fucking weird, man. I still remember. I was in disbelief. I'm like, how? You know, this break right here. Yeah. I was in absolute disbelief because I'm like, look at this bull market. I'm like, come on. I'm looking for a similar signature, but no. This is what it did. It
markets
broke.
are contracting,
and it's gonna tell you that, and it's not, and that's why fractals, guys, be very careful if you're trading fractals too much, okay? Because that fractal is not going to account for fundamental weakness in the world around you. What happened to us, to all of us recently, was freaking unprecedented. Right? Yep. The charts will tell you that. So listen, look at the charts, listen to it.
There's a phrase that goes somewhere along the lines, everything is fractal in nature, right? But it doesn't mean that things are going to happen exactly the same. So certain sequences of events will lead to a certain outcome, right? But then you need to think about things through components, right? That outcome is going to fit in with another outcome that will lead to a third desired outcome or third effect outcome that you may not have thought of. And that's another reason why people who are trying to compare whether our current inflationary environment is like the 1970s or the 1940s, I think they're not looking at it correctly. I think there's elements of both, right? 40s and the 70s and even a little bit of the 1880s. But the really simple way to ask yourself whether or not you should be looking at the world that way, is to say, hey, when folk were in the 1970s, were they able to point out to anything historically and say the world was exactly the way it is right now in so and so period? So that means that we can solve all our problems by doing that.
Yeah.
You know, it's never been that simple. You can just point to another period in history and say, hey, that's what happened there, so that's exactly what's going to happen over here. Now, in hindsight, people can look at the 1970s and say, the 1970s is a completely different environment. But what about the people in the 1970s? When they were going through, they were probably trying to point to events at the back too. And nothing really panned out that way, because it was a brand new event. And that's what you guys need to understand, that every event that you are living through is a brand new event. There might be elements that may repeat, but the combination of all these elements, right, will lead to a new element that will have a completely different outcome in how you put on your trades. So be careful. So
let's go through some comments.
Yeah.
John says, Krish's levels be fire. That's right. That's why I always tell you guys to note them down. Just note down those levels. I say them out loud so that you guys can note them down. Of course, if things change, I will let you guys know. I'm always very, very vocal. As you can see, I just cannot stop talking. Sean absolutely loves and hates me for it.
I love you for it. What are you talking about? I love you for it.
What else? Trilla Akuma says, why is Solana crashing? We just covered Solana at the very beginning of the video, but Solana apparently has some fundamental news in terms of the blockchain being halted. So that's brought about a bit of FUD around Solana, right? However, the weekly, let's go back to Sol for just a minute. Because, I mean, I feel like, I don't know, we just a quick briefer. By the way, guys, if you're in here and you haven't smashed that like button, if there's one way you can help this channel and you want to help the channel, all you gotta do is just smash that like button. It goes a very, very long way for us. Alright? And if you haven't already subscribed and you want to keep up with the latest manga juice, you want to hang out with Sean and Krisha, let's go! Let's subscribe to the channel as well. So yeah, Sol, as you can see here, Sol USDT, I'm currently on the weekly. Let's get on over to the weekly. I think this is the most important time frame, according to me. Of course, Sean would love to differ. Sean, would you like to differ?
No, I agree with you.
Okay.
It looks ugly.
So Sean's like, it looks ugly, we're coming down. I'm saying that I'm waiting. I'm waiting on this.
Yeah, no.
To close the weekly. If we close the weekly above the pink line, $42.63, I'm saying that we could be entering a range of consolidations. So more like this. Okay, I'll draw it out for you.
Let's stop with the hopium. All right. Give me a downside target. All right, just give me your Krisha target. Enough with the hopium. Give me your Krisha target, and I think we have it marked out there. $20.
Okay, Julian says Echo is back. Damn it.
Oh, is
it's like a ghost.
How?
You know, it's just...
We changed nothing.
It's a ghost. It's just following and creeping. It's like
Is
the
it
grudge.
still there now? I moved the mic this way.
Like smashed. Awesome. Thanks, Jeremy. How about now? How about now? Give us... Maybe when we get too loud. Our mics are literally telling us, shut up. Tone it down.
Okay, how about my echo? Let me speak now, Krisha. Let's test this. Oh, Julian says it's still there. Is it? Maybe I do this. How's the echo now?
Swap screens.
It's worse. Don't trust Philippe. Philippe just says things. And
both echo. What? I didn't change anything.
How is this happening?
Sean has an echo.
What should I do?
How about now?
Maybe I pull back.
That's weird. How did that just happen so randomly? It's better. Was a joke indeed. Philippe. Seem gone now? It only happens when Sean gets excited. When Sean gets excited. I think it should be better now.
I'm trying to keep my cool, guys.
Got to reduce background noise for both, or at least not for the main one. We're gonna try a bunch of things. We tried something, but turns out we gotta try harder. The Ghost of Luna playing with y'all. It truly is, Sean. It truly is. It's like every time we hate on a coin, we're like, yeah.
Thank you, Charlie. Philippe says it depends on what we're talking about. So no Luna, just Bitcoin. No Solana.
We truly believe there is some
Soluna.
Soluna. We'll just call it Sol. Blame Sol for the echo. Truly, it's all of these freaking bearish charts. Like, yeah, you want to hate on us? We'll show you. But getting back on over to Sol and Sean's bearish targets that he has been asking for now.
Ace is here.
I'm all about targets. Targets to the upside, targets to the downside. I don't discriminate. You know, bull, bear, I'm on both sides here. But targets to the downside. Are you guys ready for targets to the downside? Yes? Are you ready, Sean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. And?
I have a cool experiment I want us to do on Bitcoin right after. So if you guys are looking for some alpha on how to accumulate Bitcoin, you might be interested in that experiment. So, and if you guys want to, to go through the experiment with us, make sure to hit the like and yeah, you guys know the drill. Hit the like, just freaking hit the like. Get up to 100 and we get Krisha to have those shots again.
Acer Al-Kaloob says, Sean, haha, looking good, buddy. Arms are getting huge. It truly is. I can hang on them now.
Nonsense. I've been losing weight, man. I've been losing so much
them.
weight. He's just saying
like
things now. I've lost so much muscle over the past 2 years. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's
Tell him
COVID.
he's looking good. Throw him those
Krisha,
cards,
why are you delaying my bear targets? Come on, give it to me. By the way, guys, all of these bear targets are going to get invalidated if Bitcoin bounces. Right? Bitcoin is going to dictate whether or not all coins keep dumping on their USD pairings. So the question is, Krisha, let's go.
Okay, the bearish target for Solana, guys, comes in at, you guys may not want to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyways. The main target comes in at around $20.15. Yes, that is the main target that I have marked out right here on my chart. Can you see my chart? Yes, you can. Let me just change my screen right here. Okay, and you can see my chart now. So $20.15 is that main target, right? I have it marked out with that white horizontal line. However, with that being said, as many of you guys know, I really like using these, the midpoints. The midpoints really help me in establishing whether or not price could get that bounce, right? Because more often than not, price doesn't necessarily have to come down to the forecasted target. Oftentimes, if strength starts picking up across the board, there are buyers across the board that could have an effect on the chart as well. And that's where the midpoint really comes to play. Okay, so the midpoint right now on this range I'm looking at comes in at around $28.97. If the FUD on Solana starts clearing out, of course, and price actually does come down there, and I see that, okay, things are sort of beginning to settle, I'm looking to bid those two regions. So heads up on that. So yeah, $28.18 is going to be the midpoint for a stop. And then if we start breaking that, then I'm saying $20.15. Of course, price could fall further, but only once we really start breaking $20.15 would I anticipate another drop to the downside. But mind you, if there's anything I want to warn you guys about, it's the fact that these two ranges, so the first range, by the way, comes in from 42.63, Sean, all the way down to 29, okay? That's a good 31%. 31%. It's already dropped so much, but 31%. These things can and will go lower if shit hits the fan. 31% to the downside. It's a volatile range, so watch out. That's going to be the first volatile range. If we start falling past $29, that's going to get also very volatile. Yeah. Probably more volatile than the range above.
Serious dumps.
That's 32% to the downside. Okay.
So until we actually close above that zone, I don't see the long trade on Solana. There are better trades on Bitcoin, all right? You know that Bitcoin is going to, you don't have issues with the Bitcoin blockchain. You don't hear that, hey, the Bitcoin blockchain has halted. In fact, the Bitcoin has been running blocks for 13 years now. All the issues have been ironed out way before most of you got into the crypto market. The biggest issue and the biggest threat ever to have come to Bitcoin's doorstep was in 2017, right? But with the block size was. Krisha, come on, Bitcoin. Switch the charts. Nobody wants to look at Solana. It's a shitcoin. You're all short Solana.
Oh my god.
Okay, cool. So the big attack on Bitcoin was 2017, with the block size was. The next big attack was external through China trying to ban all of the crypto mining in China, and Bitcoin survived both. This is why people have confidence in Bitcoin and they are willing to save in Bitcoin. You don't really have people saying, you know what, I'm going to save, like at least people with massive funds. Like for example, Michael Saylor would never ever take billions of dollars in loans to buy Solana, right?
Yeah.
Not because he has no. It's mostly through a risk perspective, right? Solana has not proven itself in terms of actually, it's still an experiment. It's still in its experimentational phase, and you cannot have your reserves, your company's reserves and your personal reserves in an experiment. You speculate on an experiment, right? So Bitcoin is already proven itself in that regard. Now it's still an emerging asset, right? It's an emerging safe haven asset, which is why it's seeing its volatility. But if you guys have to ask yourselves this question, when is the best time to start accumulating Bitcoin? Let's do a simple experiment, Krisha. Let's turn on your weekly 200 exponential moving average, and let's say you are accumulating anywhere between 20% away from it, above it, and underneath it. Let's go to BLX, so we have more price history. 20% away and underneath the 200 exponential.
Okay, I'm gonna switch up everything else. Give me a second. Okay, I like the 21. We'll keep the 21 and 200. Okay. So yeah,
200 exponential, not the. Move.
Oh, 200 exponential. My bad. So let's bring that back on. What happened to my thing? Okay.
Okay. So we've talked about the 200 moving average in the past before, but I want to go through the 200 exponential moving average. And historically, okay, again, we've gone through how the 4-day stochastics has been a good signal, high probability, nothing certain over here at Mango. Now let's go through each occurrence where you either bought somewhere above the 200 exponential moving average or underneath. Let's say like 15% give or take, right? Or you could do 20% if you guys have a little bit more stomach for volatility.
Should we start? We can start from this side.
No. Why do you all? Krisha always likes to start in the middle. Like she ignores the left, ignores the right. Say, let's start in the middle. Come on. No, start right. Go all the way to the first instant. And when has it been? Like, you know, like has it? This is, you can eyeball it. You can go and mark a zone, Krisha. 15% up and down, right?
15 or 20%.
You pick. Let's do 20%.
Yeah, let's do 20%.
20%. Okay. So, yeah. So when has it been a bad time? Has it ever like done you bad to do that?
Yeah.
Right.
So this is one zone right here. If you accumulated throughout this entire zone.
I think you would have done pretty well.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's the first one.
Yeah.
Let people take a look at this. Take a mental sort of snapshot of it, right? You'd be accumulating here if you were accumulating anywhere, basically 20% either over or under the 200 exponential moving average, which is marked out by the purple line on my chart. Okay, mental snapshot taken.
What would have been your like average? So what we can do now, Krisha, is take a range from the top of the red box all the way to the top, of the cycle, right? And let's say you even sold halfway through the cycle, right? So that would be there. How much would you have made if you sold halfway through the cycle in terms of percent? So mark a horizontal there, right? And let's say and this is like worst case scenario, right? Because you missed most of the cycle after that. But how much percent is that? That's still 800%, considering that you sold at $2,200 per Bitcoin. Not even 4,000 or 5,000, 2,200, and Bitcoin 10x after that. Think about that. That last stretch after that was a 10x.
Yeah, because this was around 800%, right? This was
another 800%, right? So we 10x after that.
Ready for the next one?
Let's do the next one.
Okay. I'm gonna get rid of this guy right here. This is actually a really fun exercise. Sean might convince me to buy more. Today, if we're within that zone. Okay, so 20% under.
Yeah.
Right here.
Oof. Looks like the market is trading my strategy.
All right, 20% over.
Oof. What do you know? Ooh, look at that. That's where we got supported on COVID as well. Mark the entire zone for COVID as well. There you go.
This is actually pretty cool. Okay.
I mean, I keep it mango. I keep it simple. And it works, but nobody wants it simple. People want complex ways to make money because it can't be that simple, right? It can't be that simple.
All right, let's see. Now, if you actually took it all the way to the top 14K, right? So this was the first sort of bull move that we had before the COVID weakness. That was like at 134% to the upside. But if you're like me and you're looking at the entire cycle,
I think the cycle's all the way there.
yeah, I think the cycle's all the way here.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion.
Especially if you zoom out for a second, Krisha, right? You zoom out and zoom out entirely. Especially when you look at that zone over there and you understand how long that zone took and how often we came back down, the previous one that you marked, right? You begin to wonder, right? This was one entire accumulation zone. We had a massive deviation above it when we went and tested 14K, but we came back down to it, right? So over here, let me take the mouse for a sec. Over here, what we did was, is this it? My brush here. How long did we spend here, Kusha? This zone here. How long did we spend? We went like this for so long, right?
This was a good, I think this was about a year, Sean.
Yeah.
Because the other one was around 6 months.
So could you read the amount of bars for me?
Yeah, 332 days.
332 days, right?
Yeah.
So let's do the same thing here.
322 days, my bad.
What about here?
Oh, to there, that was around 448
yeah, so around,
days.
like, it's cycles tend to elongate, right? Elongate in terms of like how long how mature the asset is. So again, either way, it doesn't need to be perfect. But my point is that I think this was all part of one accumulation zone, right? Which is why the other day too, different topic. But what's the gain? 1000% again, right? Now let's say we do the same thing over here.
Are you ready, guys? Let's get a hands up.
We just want, if we're using the same idea,
Yeah,
20% up, 20% down, what would be the accumulation zone? Using the 200 exponential moving average.
This is fun.
35K.
I'm gonna mark it all the way to the prevailing price action. Okay.
Wow. Is that an actual level? Are you guys liking this? If you guys are liking this, go ahead and smash the like button. I have many more of these cool things that I do on my spare time that is very, very simple to execute on. So red box, Krisha.
Oh yes.
And isn't this sitting in line with your Amazon theory where it's like, hey, the breakdown underneath the M is an accumulation?
I think so. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is actually really amazing. Good job on this one.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we have like 3 cycles of history, right, on this? Yeah, we have at least 3.
This is bloody brilliant.
3 is enough for a trend.
Like, and
trend.
that's the thing with systems, right? Especially if you are someone who, you're more of an investor and you want to accumulate during the bear market phases. It doesn't necessarily have to be too complicated. It can literally be this easy, right? If you're just looking to grab onto a stash, it can literally be this easy.
Okay, so now actually with this, right, I can kind of explain my options straight to you guys. Okay, so remember, I have essentially sold a put at around 25K. Okay, so at that point, if price actually starts closing underneath 25K, I am in it. So again, just to give you guys a quick rundown of my trade from yesterday, I have essentially sold calls at around 36K. Okay, and I've sold puts at around 25K. Okay, so if price closes underneath 35K, I make premium on my calls. Essentially, I make money on my calls. Okay, if price starts closing underneath 25K though, right, I start losing. Right? I start losing. But do I really? Okay, here's the big question. Okay, because if your puts are cash backed, if you're selling puts and they're cash backed, you're not really losing. What you're saying is, I am pre-buying Bitcoin at 25K. Because what exactly is a put, guys? Okay, when you sell a put, what exactly are you doing? You are giving someone else the right to sell Bitcoin to you at 25,000. Okay, so think about this. When I am selling a put to someone, okay, let's say, Kusha, let's you and I act this out. Okay, guys, this is your educational moment for the day. Okay, hey Aaron, what's up? You're just in time, buddy. Just in time. Okay, let's say I sell you a put, or rather, let's flip it around and say that you are looking to protect yourself on your Bitcoin. Okay.
Right.
Okay, you are wrong on your trade if Bitcoin goes underneath 25,000. Okay, so you want to buy insurance.
Right.
Okay, so for you to buy insurance, you're essentially going to buy a put. Okay, you're going to buy a put saying that, hey, I want to be able to sell my Bitcoin at 25,000. Okay, because you don't trust stop losses. You're too busy with work, right? You're all day at work and you can't sit there and manage and baby your trade. Okay, but you want to reliably sell your Bitcoin at $25,000 to protect yourself.
Correct.
Okay, you want to reliably sell it because when the markets move, would you guys all agree? Especially when Bitcoin moves, it moves really fast. Say yes or no in the chat right now, guys. Aren't you guys all scared of that? Not being able to sell your Bitcoin properly at the price you want, or any asset. This is where your options give you options. Come on, let me know in the chat. Or I'm not going to go on with the education. I've got 2 yeses. I want 5 yeses at the least. Okay, Philippe says yes as well. Okay, cool. So, Krisha's also worried about that. She's like, shit, I won't be able to sell my Bitcoin if I want to, and that could be financially devastating for me.
Yeah.
Right? So you want to reliably sell your Bitcoin at 25,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So you come up to me and you offer me a deal. You're like, you know what, Sean? I will give you $1,000 if you allow me to sell my Bitcoin to you at $25,000 within the next year, no matter what the price of Bitcoin is. So even if Bitcoin is 15,000, I get to sell it to you at 25. You come and tell me that, right? So essentially, in your mind, you want to be able to sell your Bitcoin at 25K. In my mind, I'm thinking, Krisha wants to sell her Bitcoin at 25K, but it may never actually come down below 25K.
Right.
So I'm willing to take that bet. Okay. I'm willing to take that bet. But in order to take that bet, I want some reward for it, right? I want to be rewarded for that bet, and that reward is $1,000.
Right, because I'm paying you $1,000 to be able to take on. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Another way to look at this, guys. Another way to look at this is, Krisha comes up to me and says, Sean, I want to be able to sell Bitcoin to you at $25,000, no matter what the price of Bitcoin is. Okay, and I want to have that leeway for 1 year. Okay, I want to be able to do it anytime within the next 1 year. And I go and say, wait a minute, what if Bitcoin is sitting at 14K by the time you come up to me? Okay, you're like, well, how about this? I will pay you for the risk that you're taking. I'll pay you $1,000 for the risk that you're taking. Now I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I'm willing to take that. I'm willing to take that risk for $1,000. Okay, but this is a double win for me, guys. Why? Because if I'm looking to accumulate Bitcoin at $25,000 anyways, what's happening? What's happening over here? Krisha's paying me $1,000 to buy Bitcoin at a level I want to buy it at anyways.
So I'm literally paying...
You're paying me to buy Bitcoin.
To buy Bitcoin. At least I'm subsidizing your buy.
You're subsidizing my buy. So my real cost of my Bitcoin comes down to $24,000.
Okay.
So you paid me $1,000 because I was going to buy it anyways. I'm like, I like 25K, right? The other day, Julian was like, I bought Bitcoin 25.5K or 26.6K. I'm like, yeah, you know what, man? You know what? I'm going to do that too. In fact, I'm going to get the market to pay me to do that. So,
that's actually pretty cool.
So I I've set up the trade in that, hey, you know what, if Bitcoin dumps, I'm going to make money on my call. And if Bitcoin dumps further down, below 25K, anyways, I'm looking to accumulate Bitcoin, right? So
boom. Just to fill you guys in on the lingo here, a call is when you buy a call, you're buying the right to buy from somebody. Right? When you're buying a put, you're buying the right to sell to somebody. So just to give you guys a quick sort of breakdown on that. So call is the right to buy, a put is the right to sell. Good breakdown, Sean.
Oh.
Sean's really good at these things, eh? Like he puts everything into story format for you. Takes a real life example. Aaron says, I think I'm going to like options once I get my head around it. Looking forward to those seed vids. Sean's going to... Are you going to be creating anything for options?
I'm planning on doing it, yes. But again, it's going to be it's going to be a very Mango style way of trading the options market, because I don't want you guys to get too lost in all the terminology, right? Again, by the time we're done the course, you guys will understand. Like, I think the entire options space is too convoluted because of the terminology they're using, and they scare people off. Right, but the truth of the option space is more, it's really about having options on what you want to be able to do. Yeah, so to answer your question, Mark, when you don't need, okay, just think about using another exchange, right, in conjunction with Deribit. Now, I don't want to get into actual names of exchanges over here, but yeah. Can you give me a summary for new viewers? You can rewind, man.
Yeah, I think that should be on. You should be able to rewind. Go back, Yusuf. Go back to the part where Sean starts talking about the options thing. It's actually pretty cool.
Exactly, yeah.
It's better than a stop loss, in my opinion. Stop losses can go horribly wrong, and people don't often talk about it because it's hard to really break it down sometimes, and people's attention span is very low. But stop losses can be very dangerous if you are not there to manage it. I feel like even stop losses require a bit of management. What if Bitcoin never drops below 25K in the 1 year time frame? What if the putter doesn't sell till the final day? Is it a forced seek at that point?
What do you mean by seek?
If it never drops below 25K.
So think about it. If Bitcoin never drops below 25K, Kusha's never incentivized to sell it to me at 25K, right? Well, I just got to collect my $1,000 worth of premium. Now, to go back to what Mark is referring to, I get my $1,000 worth of premium in Bitcoin if I'm trading it on Deribit, for example, right? And I keep accumulating that. And if I do that over 25 contracts, that's one entire Bitcoin on its own, right? So I get my $1,000 no matter what, okay? No matter what. Even if Bitcoin comes underneath $24,000, I get my one Bitcoin no matter what. My $1,000 no matter what. Now, if Bitcoin comes underneath $25,000 on Deribit, I will be assigned a short position, right? And, well, I can just go and cover the position. Now, if I could go buy that Bitcoin on Kraken, right? That Bitcoin on Kraken anyways is kind of subsidized with the Bitcoin I've been collecting through premiums on Deribit, right? And I can settle the position. But of course, you won't have collateral to be actually putting on these naked puts. You don't want to be just Yeah, and again, don't do this. Don't do this at home. It's very, very dangerous. Don't do this at home. I want to be able to teach it to you guys very, very safely. Don't do this at home. This is very. Don't listen to anything I said. Actually, okay. I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. I just don't listen, because you guys are going to get hurt. Okay, you guys are going to get hurt. Don't hurt yourselves. Yeah. Have to always be careful.
Easy Shota. I think there's one thing, and that's why think of the term that is used to describe this entire trading side of things. It's called options, right? It's the option. So essentially, when I buy a put, I'm buying the right to sell to somebody. In my case, I was buying the right to sell to Sean, but that's an option for me. It's not just to buy the right. I'm buying the right to have the option to be able to sell to him, right? And that's why it's an optional thing. If I'm not incentivized to sell, I'm not going to sell. And I'm not going to be incentivized to sell if price is still over $25,000. So I basically pay him the premium, so he gets to keep that.
All right, so we can move on now to something else. People don't like these topics. You can tell. Like, our viewership dropped down by around 30 people as soon as we start talking about options. This is why I don't bring up these topics often. People want to just know targets up and down, up and down.
Up and down. Okay, SPY? Who's ready for SPY? Let's get more votes on SPY. So we have one vote from Mock. SPY, anybody SPY? I spy with my little eye something beginning with S. Deep in thought. SPY, let's go. Rusapal. Philippe says SPY. Herbert says SPY. No, Herbert says yes. Julian says SPY. Let's go SPY.
Trading keeps changing its freaking UI. It's so annoying.
I have something drawn out for you guys here on SPY. This beautiful bearish head and shoulders and the oncoming rejection that we're currently on. However, it's not just, it's a rejection, but not just yet. And why is that? It's because, well, I have a zone of support. Sean, do you see this?
Mark wants to look at SPX 500 USD specifically. So I think the Oanda chart, right, Mark? Right? If I'm... Yeah, that is the Oanda chart, yeah. Okay, so what are you seeing here, Mark?
I'm gonna knock off my biases. Let's go. What are you guys seeing on this one? He was looking at the daily, he says.
Okay. Oh, there you go. There's a structure there. Mark, what do you think? Up or down? From your SPY has further continuation. Is it reversing here? What are your thoughts? Or do you think this is essentially just a liquidity grab and further downside? Weekly, you think ultimately high. The weekly closed fantastically, man. The weekly just closed really well. You see that wick low, Krisha, on the weekly? Should we start with the weekly, to be honest? Yeah, there you go. You see that weekly, that wick low? If we just draw on horizontal, smack it right against that low. No, I'm talking about the other low from weeks ago, Krisha. All the way to the left. Yeah.
This?
Let me mark it.
Yeah.
Just take the mouse here. Talking about this low, this push up here. Right?
Okay.
So you can see that it was respected. This level over here is being respected ever since this region over here. Now this was the big breakdown for me. SPY losing this level over here, you can actually mark out a zone, right? SPY losing the zone on its way down was really, really bearish. But now we've reclaimed the bottom of the zone at the very least. In fact, we've reclaimed the entire zone. We've not confirmed above it, but we still have today, right? Friday. It's Friday. Oh, Thursday. So we have 2 days to close above the zone again. If we do close above this, it's going to be really, really bullish. I think we could still see some consolidation over here, perhaps a little bit more down, but this candle is really strong. But then again, we had a really strong candle over here as well, and it just ended up being sold into. I'd be a little bit more careful until we get a little bit more clarity from what the Fed actually wants to do, because at the moment, it seems like a tug. I feel like the Fed forward guidance is almost to drill uncertainty into the market at the moment. They are pushing on both sides. Some Fed governors are saying, hey, we're going to start easing. Another Fed governor comes out and says, hey, a recession is needed to crush inflation. So there's a lot of like back and forth, and I almost think it's designed to cause uncertainty in the market, because maybe they don't want the market to go down, but they don't want the market to go up either. They don't want to break the market, but they don't want the market to be too bullish either. Maybe they're looking for sideways, and maybe they can do it.
I definitely suggest for those of you in the Mango Seed program to go ahead and read Mark's recent PDF
that was
write-up,
so well
which
written.
is done extremely well. Like, good freaking job on that, Mark. Guys, go ahead and read that. Like, it's he summarized everything very, very, very well on that report. Once again, it is he posted it under Mango Lessons, so go ahead and give that one a read.
Yeah, I was very, very impressed. Very impressed. Good job, Mark. Really, really good job, man.
Philippe says exactly. I could confirm this from another perspective.
Nice. So Mark has updated it.
Yeah. Agree. Uncertainty feels intentional.
So Mark, what we could do is we could upload it on a Mango link, mangoresearch.co/something, so that way you can keep updating the PDF and people have access to the links directly instead of having multiple PDFs that they have to download.
Perps, yes. There's like we have the Mango Lessons.
Yeah, there's Mango Lessons, Mango Sprout section.
Mango Sprouts.
You should kind of alt 3.
Yeah. I'm just going to... Aaron made a birthday cake. Aaron, are you saving some for me? I know he's in here. That looks delicious, man. He posted a picture on the Seed chat, guys. Go check it out. Okay, alt 3. Sean, now I want cake. Are you getting me cake today?
Yes, let's do it. Right after this.
Oh, you guys can see Aaron's cake. But getting to... Yeah, so we have the seed setups. There's, here we go. Mango Sprouts, Mango Lessons, of course, Seed Clubhouse. Every now and then, Sean gets onto Voice. And we got a bunch of seed charts as well.
I'm going to start using Seed Clubhouse even more now, because they've introduced a new feature where you can start texting. So people are more likely to... You don't need to enter the voice channel to actually be part of the voice channel. You can actually chat. Kind of like what we're doing right now.
So yeah, seed setups, Bitcoin, and yeah, these are all the channels, so people go ahead and post. The best one so far, in my opinion, at least this is my favorite, is the Mango Sprouts. Lots of good lessons.
Mango Lessons is the best one.
Sorry, Mango Lessons. Mango
Sprouts is second best.
Mango Lessons, actually. My bad.
So we should wrap up soon.
Are we covering all coins today?
No, I don't think so.
No?
We covered Solana, it's enough. I don't know.
Sorry,
do you
guys.
Want to?
No altcoins today. Someone said there was an event on Cardano. What's the event on Cardano? If there is an event, the chart is pretty piss poor for an event on Cardano. When you see these events, guys, you want to see some bullish activity. When there's no bullish activity, that's a big sort of divergence in terms of price action and fundamentals and the news. And if you have to really give something importance between the two, you always give price action more importance than the news.
Yeah.
Okay, that is my advice to everybody out there. And why am I giving you guys this advice? Because I have felt the pain for being on the other side of the spectrum, and tremendous pain at that too. All right, so always focus on the price action before focusing on the news. I cannot stress this enough.
You know what I wanted to do for tomorrow's stream? Wolvie and Julian have compiled a really nice thread, Krisha. I don't think you've read it yet. You've not had the time to do it, so I'm pretty sure you've not read it. But Julian posted the article he talked about, Lynn Alden's article on Bitcoin's relationship to the PMI. And what we should do as a community is read through all the notes that Wolvie and Julian have been having a great discussion in there, and then we can bring it up tomorrow. We can talk about it tomorrow on the stream. It'll be one of the articles that we can talk about. So if you guys are following along with the stream, make sure to read the thread, so that way you guys can be part of the conversation tomorrow.
It's on the Grove?
Yeah, it's a thread on the Grove. So yeah, is there a way to like make sure everyone sees the thread without? Because I almost missed it because I was on my phone. So maybe we should just tag everyone. We can try to
link it. Yeah, we can tag everybody and link it.
So people aren't used to Discord having threads, right? Because there's a button on top that allows you to look at all the threads, and there are 2 threads running at the moment. So
there's a Cardano hard fork coming up at the end of the month, apparently.
Do you want to cover Cardano?
Just very briefly, let's just go and look at price action. Okay, so this is only going to look good as far as price action is concerned, and usually hard forks are not the best news, not if everyone is not on the same page, especially. So that's turbulent waters if not all the nodes are on the same page, the validators. So if Cardano starts closing the weekly above 61 cents, 61K, that would be nice, eh? But 61 cents, that's when things will start looking good for the bulls. However, if we close underneath 61 cents on Cardano on this next weekly close, that's when things can start coming back down once again. And I'm not saying there is another volatile move. It could be a volatile move, but I'll be expecting something like this. We either stop at this region right here, which is your next horizontal coming in at 47 cents, or we could drop further. If we drop further, then that's going to be a volatile move all the way down to 33 cents. All right, keep it simple. Remember, price over the news. Always price over the news. If your focus is to preserve your equity, to make sure your portfolio is looking healthy, always give more importance to price action.
Yeah. We got a request for Dixie from Herbert Rodriguez. So yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the same diagonal line too. So it is a retest, and it does seem like the market is holding it, but if that gives in, man, it's likely going to come down. And so his question is specific in regards to Bitcoin. He says, can you check Dixie, please? Going down, can it help Bitcoin go up? Yeah, so essentially, Dixie going down is definitely going to not just help Bitcoin, but a lot of assets around the world. In fact, a lot of sovereigns around the world. Dixie at the moment is one of the strongest tightening factors in the world, because it puts a strain on everyone, because your country likely has dollar denominated debt, right? The Dixie strengthening is going to put a strain on their ability to have liquidity, because their debt payments, right, suddenly get more and more expensive because they have access to their currency, right? Now suddenly they need to print more of their currency, or they need to either print more of the currency, which will likely cause inflation, so they have to worry about that. And if they don't print, they will have to tax their people more, which is going to cause a tightening effect on their people, right? So then they'll be able to pay off those debts, because they got to convert their currency into dollars. But Dixie going up is going to mean that they need to convert more of their currency into dollars, which essentially means that their debt payments are getting more and more expensive. So that's going to have a cascading effect on everything, right? So Dixie coming down is going to loosen things for the world, but at the moment, from my research and readings, this could this could primarily be happening because of what's going on with the Japanese yen and the euro dollar as well. The yen specifically has been going through a massive inflationary move because the Japanese government has been essentially, the Japanese central bank specifically has been doing yield curve control, and they've been trying to peg the yields, I think, of their 10-year at a certain percent. So they're saying that, hey, we are going to keep yields at this percent no matter what. And to be able to do that, they keep buying the bonds, right? We've talked about how the bond market's relationship to the yield works over here multiple times the mango, so you guys should be aware. But essentially, you buy bonds, you keep the yields down, right? So they want to keep yields at a certain percent. They don't want yields to go up. So what have they been doing? They have been buying bonds as much as it takes to keep yields pinned at a certain percent. I believe around 2.25%. Don't remember off the top of my head. But point is, they're buying no matter what it takes to keep yields pinned. To be able to do that, they need to keep printing money, right? Because they're printing money, everyone in the Japanese market is essentially fleeing the Japanese yen. So they are dumping their treasuries, the Japanese treasuries, dumping their Japanese yen, and they are fleeing towards the dollar. So that's putting upward pressure on the dollar, and that is causing tightening. That kind of tightening is coming from an external factor. On top of that, the Fed is also tightening with their narrative and their rhetoric, right? They've increased basis points now by 50. They might be increasing soon, and apparently QT has started today.
It's a double-edged sword, and that's only Japan on one end, right? With other falling currencies as well, and yes, currencies are getting weaker against the strengthening U.S. dollar. And what happens there is that puts more pressure onto the U.S. dollar because a lot of people are fleeing those currencies as a store of value, right? Especially if they're looking to preserve their buying power on an international sort of level. They're going to be fleeing towards the US dollar as well, also bidding up US dollars. So once again, that is all going to have an effect on Dixie, and that's why it's going to be a double-edged sword here. So yeah, these are the different sort of factors playing out here. So let's see if the Fed can do something to circumvent these rallies across Dixie.
Easy Shorter says, sounds like a disaster situation for them. By them, I think you refer to the Japanese yen, or just Japan. Yes and no. Their currency is losing value, yes, but within their country, so they're losing purchasing power internationally, but within their country, they actually have a deflationary problem, right? Japan does not have an inflationary problem; they have a deflationary problem. So within the country, the central bank might be like, you know what, we'll take this inflation, we'll take a bit of inflation. So they're going through a very, very different environment. It's kind of very, very interesting.
As far as the chart's concerned for Dixie, if we close, this is my opinion, of course, not and TA.
Apparently,
of course,
the echo's
everything.
back. Did you move your mic?
Nope.
You sure?
Nope. I mean, I can just tilt it a bit more. But yeah, if we start closing over 102 on Dixie, there's a good chance that we rally back up. So watch out for that on the next weekly close, which we close in about 4 days. So that's going to show a bit more strength, and then we're going to see, consequentially, we're going to see other sort of developing nations also feel more pressure. A lot of them are already sort of in dire straits as far as liquidity is concerned, as far as their reserves are concerned. A lot of them asking for bailouts. So yeah, keep your eyes on the fundamentals, but more importantly, keep your eyes on the charts. This will give you the picture that you need to make the right decision.
All right, so let's move on to NASDAQ now.
NASDAQ.
You have it in the corner there, but yeah. NDQ. So yeah. The big call that we were talking about was the bounce off the 4-day, but the weekly too was a massive level that we were talking about. But the 4-day 200 moving average, 4-day exponential was the big easy trade. And yeah, you tend to get front run on the weekly, but you bounce right off the 4-day. Could you switch to the 4-day, Krisha?
Boom. Wow.
So I did post this on Twitter as well. And again, if you guys aren't following me on Twitter yet, make sure you guys do follow me at Sean Dexter. You guys can probably see my Twitter handle right there on the screen. I will be posting more of these kind of ideas in the future, like, I'm just going to do like chart illustrations of easy trade, high probability trade setups. So things like this, right? Like Nasdaq bouncing off the 200 moving average. It doesn't need to be a certainty, but so far this has been a high. Zoom out, Krisha. You're going to see that the last time we bounced off it was COVID. The time before that, what was that?
2018 December.
2018 December, right? That was when the Fed tightened last. That was the big Powell scare, right? Jay Powell tried to tighten. The market threw a massive tantrum, dumped into the 200 moving average on the 4-day time frame, and then bounced off it. Again, we're sitting right on it. Prior to that, Krisha, before 2008, when was it?
2016.
2016. Boom. Okay, keep going. Let's go historically. Before that.
2011.
2011, but I think that was the big reclaim. Was 2008-ish, right? 2008 we lost it. That was the big bear market, and yeah, reclaimed it, and ever since then we've been living above it. So since 2008, guys, we've been living above this. This trend has been going on for freaking 14 years, essentially. 14 years, right? Zoom out now and mark out all. Show them all the yellow circles that you've marked out.
This is the introduction and the birth of QE in the United States.
Yeah, that's when QE started, right?
Right, and I don't think it's going anywhere. Yeah. They're going to keep using QE to.
So that's when Ben Bernanke essentially, basically tricked the world into QE. Essentially, the whole world had to go into QE after that. So. Right. So ever since then, guys, ever since 2008 financial crisis, we've been bouncing off this 4-day 200 moving average. Now, could this be a regime change? Could this be where everything turns around? It could be. But do you want to bet against this trend of always bouncing off it? No, you don't want to bet against it. You want to keep betting with the trend until the trend is no longer your friend. And that's what I said when we came back down over here. People called me an idiot for expecting a bounce. Well, we got the bounce. And this was very, very tradable, and we could see more. Okay, am I saying this is not going to break? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying just keep trading it repeatedly until it does. Very, very simple. Kusha, any other ideas, simple ideas that you have that we can share with people? Again, we shared the
I think we've
Bitcoin
given them quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think as we come up with more live streams, we'll be sharing a bit more, a few more golden nuggets with you guys in terms of signatures that we found on several charts. So yeah, I think this is a good one for them to hang on to, for them to backtest. We'll give it to you guys in pieces.
Okay, cool. So with that, we can wrap up the stream. Let's just go through the chat real quick.
And, hopefully the sound is better now. Echo is back. Hopefully it's better now. Sound gremlins. Yikes. European inflation going forward is going to be a bigger problem than U.S. inflation for global markets, says the Dark Knight 23.
At what point do you think sovereigns flee their national currency and move into bitcoins as easy shorter? I don't think they'll ever let us know that they're accumulating Bitcoin. They may be doing it without ever letting people know. And the only time we will really know is when many of them are done accumulating and they already escaped, and you'll be late at that point, right? So that'll be like 10 years from now. I don't think it's any time. Maybe sooner. Maybe we'll be surprised.
Sanctions.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the catalyst,
yeah.
Because what happens is that when people don't, so the world trade relies on US dollars, and if they're cut off from the tap of US dollars for whatever reason, if the IMF says no, F you, we're not going to give you that bailout that you need, or the United States does not budge in terms of even their policies and tightening policies, and they're not able to get access to the currency that trade is going on with, that's when they're going to capitulate into other currencies. Now we're seeing that a lot with countries that have had an unfair advantage as far as dollars are concerned, and now El Salvador had something like that, and that's why I think that there was one reason why they pivoted towards making Bitcoin a national currency, right? An accepted currency within the country. Now we have El Salvador as one. I know that the bill to propose Bitcoin as another currency, a sovereign currency, has been proposed in Paraguay. I don't know if that went through, but we know that a country in Africa
Russia has been name dropping Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as a solution to their sanctions for a while now.
So as soon as sanctions start kicking up in a very divided world, and I do believe that we're in that sort of really awkward phase in history where the world it's globalized but it's divided altogether. I think that could bring about a change in the mode of payment. What else?
Nope. I think that's pretty much it. We should wrap up now. It's been an hour, more than an hour actually.
Cool beans.
Yeah, it's been an hour, 30 minutes. Yeah. Time to wrap it up.
Time to get Krish some chocolate cake.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Guys, pictures or it didn't happen. He's on the hook. Pictures or it didn't happen.
No, we're gonna get you cake today.
Cake. We're gonna post pictures of cake. Pictures it didn't happen.
All right, and
All right, guys.
make sure to join tomorrow's stream, same time, right?
Yes, sirree.
Might be the last stream of the week. Likely won't be doing a stream over the weekend, so heads up on that.
Now we hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. If you did, and if you haven't already, smash that like button. Please go ahead and do so. That is one of the many ways in which you can actually support this channel. Alright, goes a very, very long way. And if you're new here and you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe if you enjoyed, well, today's live stream. You get to see more of us, and you'll be notified every time we're out. And yeah, guys, hopefully you'll enjoy this one. Join the Discord chat, mangoay.com/Discord. Link should be in the description.
No, the link isn't working.
Well, we'll put the link in the description, and we will see you guys tomorrow with this. Trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao.
Ciao, guys.